for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. That be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say Shabbat Shalom to your Akim out there. And this is in the news on October the 24th, 2022, on this Monday night at 11:47 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is news just happened just recently, not too long ago. And this is from bignewsnetwork.com. And the highlight of this news article in brief for in the news on this Monday night at 11:47 p.m. October 24th, 2022, and it reads: Israel launches daytime strike on Damascus. Right, and this is like a day or two ago after you heard siren raid strikes, air raid strikes on near Damascus in the I believe like the southern region of Israel. That happened on Sunday or Saturday, I believe. Now you got a few days later, and now this is in the daytime over there in the Middle East, over there in Damascus. You had the IDF aggression launches more strikes. And the highlight of this news article, when it reads, it says Israel launches daytime strike on Damascus, Syrian media reports. And it says at least 2 blasts were heard in Syrian's capital city on Monday afternoon. And it says 1 soldier was injured after Israel airstrike on Damascus state. Media report describing a rare daytime attack following a string of bombings on the capital and other sighting in recent weeks. And it said the Syrian air defense activated to repel the attack at around 2 p.m. local time on Monday, according to the Syrian Arab News Agency, which cited an unnamed military official. The Israeli enemy carried out an air aggression with rockets from the north of the occupied Palestine territories, targeting some points and vicinity of the city of Damascus. A source said, adding that a number of missiles were shot down. I guess probably like intercepted the missiles right after Syria activated their nuclear anti-missile defense. And it says, and I'm going to read it again for edification's sake of the sit-down lesson. The Israeli enemy carried out an air aggression with rockets from the north of the occupied Palestine territories, targeting some points in vicinity of the city of Damascus. The source said, adding that a number of missiles were shot down, but that the attack resulted in the injury of a soldier and some material losses. It says a local media outlet shared a photo purporting to show the attack in progress, Salaki, with some trails seen as air defense, mentions confrontation incoming missiles. Throughout, such strikes are rarely conducted during the daytime. Israeli warplanes having repeatedly bombing targets inside Syria over the country's decade-long struggle against, what rebels, with former Prime Minister uh, Benjamin Netanyahu. Once, accordingly, hundreds of strikes over the years, the Israel Defense Force, which is the IDF, it says did not confirm Monday's report attack and typically refrained from commenting despite continued allegations by Damascus. Yep, that goes into the rumor of war right there. It says the state media reported, and along with the commotion of war and proxy wars, state media report a similar air raid last Friday, citing a military official who said a barrage of Israel rockets target sites in the capital they added that the most were shot down, but said the attack caused some material damage. Another recent attack pinned on Israelis left 5 soldiers dead, while the IDF had bombed both the Damascus and Aleppo of Syria international airport on one occasion since the summer. And this is Salakia. I got a scripture.
Great play. Climbs in the pocket. All his first, second, and third progression. He'll dump it off to the back. Let him go score a touchdown. Big time play to start the game.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because you're going to see the beginning of sorrows of these nations increasingly. It's starting to ramp up even more now than ever, of nations rising up against one another over cross-border territory, ongoing proxy wars, ongoing commotions of wars between the nations of different kingdoms as well too. And I'm gonna drop down to verse 7, Mark 13:7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end shall not be yet. Right, the end shall not be yet, because more prophecies are unfolding as we hear these things such in the news more now than ever, especially in the Middle East, parts of Syria, parts of Yemen, parts of parts of Iraq, Syria, and throughout the whole Middle East. And we're seeing the tensions increasing more and more. Definitely the tensions increasing over there in Israel with the Palestinians versus the Israelis. I believe like 4 Palestinians had got. I believe it's like the recent latest attacks of like 4 or 5 Palestinians were shot dead by the Israeli soldiers, I believe. Even though, we so accustomed to hearing, those tensions between, the 2 different nations of the Palestinians and the Israelis as well too. So, that goes into, the increase of the rumors of wars. Luke 21:25, a reference scripture. Add a note to that. The perplexity of nations, of the distress of nations, we're seeing that as well too. And the commotions, wars, the proxy wars, cross-border conflicts between the nations and organizations and different factors and stuff like that. Starting to see that constantly, consistently. That's why you see the IDF of the Israeli aggression continue to launch rockets in that region, which is backed by Iran and potentially Palestine as well too. Mostly it's Iranian-backed facility groups in that region. That's why Israel targets those areas of those facilities and base stations in Syria. So that's why you're seeing the increase of these airstrikes on North on an everyday basis. And this is because it had cooled down for a second, I believe, ever since September or August, I believe. That was the last time you heard any attacks from Israeli launching rockets over there in Syria, Damascus. Now, with the latest, in the past few days now, Israel been launching a lot of missile rockets. And I believe I was reading through the news article with the latest new attack uh, happened in the daytime. And I believe the defense system of Syria was activated, and all those missiles that was launched to target those facility areas, which is backed by Iran, Iranian backed. I believe the Syrian army has intercepted all those missiles. All those incoming missiles were destroyed. That they activated an anti-missile defense system. So yeah, hey, these tensions are definitely stirring up. We're seeing a lot of more action in the Middle East. And it's gonna increase more and more and more. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. I'm going to bring out again for edification's sake. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled for these such things. But, right, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. And I'm going to go to Luke 21 and 25. So, yeah. This is a continuing increasing buildup of the rumors of wars of the nations and different kingdoms increasingly. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. But when ye should hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Yep, so like I mentioned before, two reference scriptures, kind of a little similar. But yeah, you're gonna hear, as I mentioned before, the non-stop endless wars, proxy wars, clash wars, economic wars, cross-border disputes between the nations over territories, that as well too. And it's all gonna lead up to the increase of that WW3, which is reference Revelations 11 and 14. Second woe was past, behold, the third woe coming quickly. That's why the end is not yet, because more prophecies are pending with the MOTB, because, and, hey, it might be, the MOTB right along with the WW3, but, that MOTB have to take, which is the digital currency, which we're entering in very soon, because we're seeing increasing signs of that as well too, which that scripture can be referenced to Revelations 13 verse 16 all the way through verse 18. And so yeah, you're gonna see that increase as well too. Before the WW3 take place, first the MOTB need to be in full effect as well too. And we are definitely approaching that as well too, with the digital currency increasing. With the paper dollar is going to be no more value. But now at the moment, the paper dollar and the dollar, especially US dollar, is high value right now. But when the times to come, that paper dollar is going to be no more value, because everything is going to be full mandatory digital. What's that charagma, that MOTB? But that's for another topic. But far as these wars and rumors of wars between the nations and different kingdoms as well too, is starting to ramp up, increase, and heating up more and more and more, especially in the year 2022. Especially where our beloved Elder Apostle Tahar made that announcement beginning of January the 1st, 2022, saying this is the year of Yahweh Shanel Shai to turn up. And once the beloved elder Apostle Hart made that statement, that's what we've been saying. A lot of activity been taking place on the planet Earth. I mean, been extremely heating up. Prophecies, unfolding, and it's going to increase more and more and more, especially within the next couple of months. We are already into fall, especially into winter as well too. So expect a lot of more activities to come as well too, you know. So with that, hope this sit down lesson was edifying for In the News on October the 25th, 2022. The reason why I say 25th because it's 12:02 a.m. now. Through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And I hope this lesson was edifying, like I mentioned before. Hopefully, the points I was able to do with the scriptures, along with reading the news article as well too. So hopefully it was edifying. Hopefully I had my points on correctly. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say Shabbat Shalom and a ball.